the Cancun division. Should we call them that?
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. You have one more.
I want to talk to you about the Celtics.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's a good segue because I've got Boston at the top of my Cancun division. So you give me the argument that the Celtics are going to be better than people think.
So let's pretend Jayson Tatum just wasn't on the Celtics, right?
Okay.
Not that he's hurt, not that he's missing, not that that part of their offense or team is missing. Let's just pretend he's not part of the team. Look at that team, which I know has made some cuts to get under the apron.
That's an understatement, yes.
Yes. But Jaylen Brown won the finals MVP a year and 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. It was not a fluke. He won the conference finals MVP. I understand he's not Tatum. I don't think that argument is that close. I think Tatum is an underrated player. As highly as people think of him, as much as he's been an MVP finalist, I think he's underrated and undervalued for what he's done. I think Jaylen is not in that category. But let's not pretend he's not one of the better players in the NBA. When I say to you, who's that killer in Miami, I know who it is in Boston. And can you really argue with me that the supporting cast in Boston is so much worse than the names you were just throwing out in Miami?
Yes, only because while I think the Celtics have a contending wing contingent led by Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, those guys have proven they can win at a high level. Can you tell me who the starting center is on opening night? Right now, it's looking like Neemias Queta.
Right.
Can you tell me who the starting power forward is on that team? Like, are they going to shift Brown to power forward and play Hauser at the 3 and see if you can get something out of Anthony Simons? Like, look, the Celtics need help in that front court. Like, I just don't think you can do anything but maybe get into the playoff field with that front court. And they're not operating like a team that's interested in doing that.
Well, that's the issue, right?
Because they traded George Niang. George Niang would have been that guy that started power forward. They gave him away. They just gave him away to Utah. That is a team that is functioning like a team that wants to get through this year, don't get anybody really injured, and get a high draft pick because they have control of their 2026 pick, and that's going to matter to them in the offseason, whether it's drafting a young player or trading it away. They're not operating like a team that really gives a damn about this season, at least from the front office perspective.
No, I mean, that is the argument against, right? Is that Jayson Tatum is on this team, and he is injured, and he is going to come back, and so their plans are not for, great, how do we go forward with this team and make it the best we can be right now? That's just not the situation they're under. I don't know. I can't help but feel that I believe in Joe as a coach. Like, I think
he's going to be interesting this year. Like, Joe has never coached a team that wasn't
good.
Elite. Like, elite. Like, with championship. He took over a team that went to the finals in 2022. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with mediocrity, because I think that's what they're in for at this point. It's not a knock on Jaylen, I think Jaylen's going to be first team All NBA this year. I think he's going to average like close to 30. I think he's going to have a monster year. That's the thing.
I think he's going to have a monster
year. But like we've seen, like Giannis had a monster year last year, and his team was in the middle of the pack in the Western Conference, or the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Like, and I think Giannis had a little bit more.
Middle of the pack is what we're talking about.
But yeah, no, I'm talking like, I think they're a play-in type team. I do. I think, look, Giannis had Dame for most of the year. He had Brook Lopez. He had the core of a team that had won a championship, or at least gone to the playoffs before. Like, again, I don't want to be slapping around Neemias Queta, but if he's the starting center on opening night, like they let Luke Cornett go. They let
just mean.
I'm just saying, like they're look, if they made one more move, it wouldn't surprise me. Right now, they're under the first apron. Like, they may try to get under the tax. Like, if they can find anybody that will take the contract of Anthony Simons, they might add a sweetener to that.
Right.
And say, hey, just to get under the tax and start to put ourselves in a position that can make us successful in 2026 and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, that's all fair. I just feel like it's a little bit like Tatum's hurt. They made these cost-cutting moves, and everyone's like, ugh, they're going to be terrible.
If they had not traded Niang, I might have been able to get on board with you. Like, but Niang's a serviceable NBA player. Like, he's been on winning teams before. but they traded him for nothing just to
can't
get out
believe-
from under that contract.
I can't believe that you are. And by the way, successfully, you are talking me
I
out
know.
of
I know.
Celtics.
Look, I think it's the right thing to
endorsement.
do, though. I think how they're operating is smart. Like,
Yeah.
get that draft pick, because then you can draft a guy either in the lottery or take that pick and trade it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you go into 2027, 26, 27 with Brown, Tatum, White, all under contract. Sam Howell's got a great contract. He's
Yeah.
under contract for 2 or 3 more years. So you're able to, I think, to jump right back into the mix in 2026, 27. I just think this year is going to be a lost year for Boston.
So Team Cancun is what you're saying.
Team Cancun.
That's
and
the
they're-
third tier.
And I don't want to waste too much time. I don't know. Is there
Yeah.
any team that really interests you in the back? Like Chicago is like a team
I
stuck
have
in neutral.
I have no faith in Chicago. I'm sorry.
No, the ball for
I'm
a
sure
core
they'll
deal.
make me eat my words, but I can't get there. I feel like they're stuck.
Yeah, I mean, like I like Noah Essengay looks like he can play a little bit, but the only thing people know about him is he got dunked on by Johnny Furphy this summer, and that was
Where are you on the Pacers?
no, that's another team. Oh, look, they'll be feisty, and maybe they can be a play-in team.
Yeah.
But you know who's scoring with that group? Who
I
takes
agree.
over?
I
with
agree.
that
I'm
bird?
just
Like,
curious. I didn't know if you had greater hopes than
The
I did.
team that I think is there are 2 teams that are interesting in the back of this pack.
Okay.
Toronto, because they're going to get Brandon Ingram
Yes.
into that mix. He didn't play at all last year after being acquired from New Orleans. I like Colin Murray Boyles. I might be in a small group, but I thought he was a really good draft pick for them.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a little bit of what they like in Toronto, which is that versatility, defensive toughness, can do a bunch of different things at multiple positions. They've got a few guys that can do that. So if Ingram comes in, gets back to being an all-star, maybe they can be interesting. Charlotte, I think they're going to be better this year
Yeah.
if they can keep everybody on the floor, but they're so young at so many spots. Like, is Concanipple like going to be, the answer right away opposite LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller? I don't know. They were the 29th in offense last season. Like, does Colin Sexton, Spencer Dinwiddie improve that? I just want to see that team have a healthy year.
Yeah.
Like, have all 3 of those core guys, LaMelo, Miller, Knipple, on the floor and playing. And then we'll see in the year after if they can play at all. But yeah, I think we're talking about first-round fodder for the rest of that group.
Yeah. Them and the Bulls, like, again, and the Bulls, by the way, I think are in better shape than the Hornets, but it just doesn't feel like there's a motor propelling those franchises forward.
Yeah.
And then you have the teams that are trying to lose, like the Wizards. And
Yeah, I don't even count them. They don't. The Wizards are team cap space. Have cap space, we'll rent it out.